ESPN's coverage of the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series on ABC. Brought to you by Coca-Cola Zero. Real Coke taste and 0 calories. Allstate. Are you in good hands? And the Home Depot. NASCAR's home improvement warehouse.
Laps clicking away here at Homestead-Miami Speedway. Carl Edwards has now led 3 times for 87 laps. Needing to be able to move in. The margin now between him and Jimmy Johnson, just 76 points. He's almost cut the margin in half here. It was 141 when the day began. Now, the owner's points, very critical here to be able to get your car in the top 35 in owner's points in this last race, because that guarantees you starting spots in the first 5 races of 2009.
See, Marcus Ambrose was in the top 35 when we came here. He's in 36th spot as they're running here, and 84 car has moved up with Brian Vickers. A good move for that team to put him in the car and try to get him into this top 35.
Might mention the Red Bull team actually putting Vickers in this 84 car, the more veteran driver, because he was the one that had to race this car into the top 35, and obviously it has made a difference.
And Robbie Gordon is in 34th spot, and he's got a 29-point cushion.
Janet.
Doc, while Brian Vickers is in this car here today, he was not the first driver that they considered for this race. Actually, Mark Martin, the team told me, was going to be in this car. In fact, they had Mark Martin's seat in the car. Monday morning, the manufacturers disagreed and said Martin could not be behind the wheel of this Toyota. So they did a switch internal. They took Brian Vickers from the 83, put him in this car. The team did tell me that this decision has nothing to do with Scott Speed's ability or their confidence in him. They just want him to be secure going into next season, the Daytona 500 and the 4 races that follow.
Shannon, but it also may have something to do with his experience. The fact that Scott Speed only has 5 starts, and obviously inexperience on a very difficult racetrack here could be tough. Pretty good battle here, the 0-7 and 5 car. These guys are going to be teammates next year.
And Casey Mears going over to the Childress organization. He's got 4 tires from that last pit stop. Clint Boyer still on those just right sides. He's hanging in the top 10. It's working pretty good for Clint. If we have a long run here, it looks like it kind of stabilizes.
Yeah, and that's actually the car that Casey Mears will be driving, is the 07. Clint will be moving to the 4th team that is being started at Richard Childress Racing.
Well, that'll be a 33 car, so it'll be a 4-car team in 2009. Right behind this, there comes the 48 car, Jimmy Johnson. Now still holding 11th position, so it's Mears 9th, Boyer 10th, Johnson 11th, and Jeff Gordon behind him moving up a little bit. You see Jeff now inching into the picture. The best his car has run all day. These guys are just steadily moving forward.
Jimmy's doing just exactly what he needs to do today.
Exactly what he needs to do, especially at this point in time. He's well aware, and I'm sure that Chad has told him, look, there's still 43 cars running out here. Nobody's falling out of this race. We have to stay on our game plan right now.
20 of Tony Stewart able to make a pass on the 29 car for 4th position. And Kevin Harvick now sliding back to 5th. Shannon.
Doc, the race started so strong for this 29 car. It has gone very loose. This car is terrible, according to Kevin Harvick. They're going to get a little aggressive on this next pit stop. They are going to put a spring rubber in that left rear spring just to try to give Kevin some relief in this car.
Let's watch our direct TV telemetry, see if we can see how this car, how loose it is as far as how he uses the throttle of the brakes.
Get down in here in turn 3. This is where it's really going to show up right now if he's loose, because that's where the sun is on the racetrack still.
See, still, it takes a little time to get full throttle coming off the corner. Ideally, you want to go to that throttle and kind of put it on the mat. Yeah. Not able to quite do that.
Yeah, and that's certainly a straightaway speed. You can see we're in turns 1 and 2 here right now. It's totally in the shade. Racetrack's cooling down. Probably has a little bit more grip. So if Kevin can hang with this just a little bit longer, he'll get a better feel for the car.
Yeah, about 10 more laps. We'll be looking at some more pit stops too, so he'll get a little help with some new tires.
So as they get ready for pit stops and you see Carl Edwards continuing to pull away with the lead, we'll take a break. You're watching ESPN on ABC. At Homestead-Miami Speedway, it is a must-win race for Carl Edwards if he's to have a shot and lead the most laps. Maybe he'd be able to sneak in and somehow win this championship. Lap 117 of the Ford 400, with pit stops are approaching here in just a few laps. Guys, it hasn't been easy at all trying to work some of this lap traffic.
Yeah, these last few laps have been pretty scary. See, he pulls right up on Marcus Ambrose. This Marcus just a little bit loose, and he has to, even Edwards had to check up a little bit.
That was a little loose. You can see Carl trying to still make that pass.
Still there. Now you're 3.
3 wide coming off the corner.
2 wide.
These guys don't want to go down a lap.
Working awful hard there. Making Carl earn it.
One driver on the move is a guy who has yet to win this year. The 24 car, Jeff Gordon, moving in on his teammate, Casey Mears, and that is for 8th position.
Yeah, he's already passed his teammate, Jimmy Johnson. He's moving up pretty nicely.
Yeah, Johnson's falling back to 12th. But Gordon's been coming. He's using that high line. See, he makes the pass on Casey Mears.
Gained 29 spots since the start of this race. Started way back in 37th.
And what a surprise, Dale Earnhardt Jr. How far from the wall, DJ, did you say he was running?
It's an inch and a quarter, best I can tell. It's been amazing to watch him. And he enters the corner so much higher than other cars, too. And just stays right there. But he's making it work right now.